rolling. All right, everybody. I think we are live. and so and oh, there you are.
I lost you for a minute. Hold on. I can't see you now.
I was like, boom, where'd he
There we
go?
go.
Boom, he's back.
Hey,
So,
everybody.
hey, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. There's a bunch of people in the chat room. So, first of all, hey, everybody, my name is Mitchell Osborn, and my, hold on, let me turn my volume down on my laptop, my mini. So, my name is Mitchell Osborn. This is my YouTube channel, Intuitive Mitchell, but more importantly, this is Scott of Scorpio Moon Tarot. Hello, Scott, how are you?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here with you.
So let's do the wonderful hellos. So I'm looking down. First of all, Nancy. Hey, Nancy. Nancy is Blue Wrench. So she is the moderator. They are the moderator. And
Yep, she's the head bouncer.
yeah, if you get out of line, I won't even know because Nancy's going to kick you out. Let's see. Hey, Mel, Woolly Hermit. Carolyn.
No.
Yay, Simple Living. And let's see who else is here. J to the Aki. I don't know why I started doing that, Jackie, but it was like 2 or 3 lives ago where you were talking or whatever. I was like, J to the Aki, what's up? So hello, Jackie, Jacaranda.
Is she the one that did M to the itch
I think
last
yeah,
night?
yeah, she was coming back up.
I
So
call her
and
Jackie Jacaranda. Yeah,
yeah,
she had her
and
own little thing.
Cheryl Ryder
Hi,
is here.
Cheryl.
Cheryl Ryder is she's not old to be my mom, so I'll call her like my big sister mentor for meetups, and just getting out there more in the public. She's been a staple at the Reader Studio in New York every year, and I went to her breakfast roundtable there about starting a meetup, and I started the Orlando Tarot Tribe. She does the Albuquerque Tarot Tribe. And
Oh,
Cheryl,
wow.
if
Okay.
you want to put your link in
That's
there,
awesome.
great, because Cheryl does some incredible stuff. She has some wonderful big names, book things and all kinds of wonderful stuff. So check Cheryl Ryder's out. She's like, I'm Mitch's biggest fan. Well, Cheryl, I'm your biggest
Oh,
fan too. So who else? Maddie. Hey, Maddie.
howdy.
And Maddie, I need to know, where did we connect? Was it YouTube or is it TikTok? Because there's someone on TikTok that's a Maddie, and I feel like it's you, and you found me over here. I can't remember if that's it. So Joe breaks
Got
the internet.
Joe. Hi, Joe.
Cheryl, you're welcome. So all right, so I'm trying to remember, Scott. Where I think were you on the Hermit's Cave channel when I first saw or met you, or was it?
Maybe, but I did not talk a lot on there at all. And in fact, I thought there was just random people coming in and just chatting with Simon who nobody knew each other. So I just kind of said one or two things every once in a while. But Terrathon is where I met you.
Terrathon, that's right. I can't remember if it was the WDA or Terrathon. So yeah, so Terrathon. And I did, oh my gosh, was that remote viewing? Did I do remote? Or was that, no, Terrathon,
My
no.
short-term memory is not
It
good,
was it
so
was
I'm
it was the
not sure.
transformation. It was Terra for transformation.
Yes, yes.
So we met there, and it was funny because just watching you, some of your videos, I was like, I would love to do a video. And what I do is literally I have on my iPhone notes app, I have like a list of people. Like
Right,
Nancy's on it. Nancy's on my list. She knows it. But I put you on my list. And then as I randomly see you chat or whatever, when Spirit gives me like a title or a topic or a theme, then I know it's
right,
time to invite you on. And it kind of
right,
started with Will from Atypical Tarot. I did the whole, conversation, coffee and a conversation of opposites. And at one point, I was listening to you, watching you, and your energy was just so wonderful and beautiful. I was like, a fool's beginning into tarot. And for anybody watching, a fool is not a bad thing in tarot world. The fool or a fool is pure potential, just starting out on their journey, and it is card 0. Some people put it the last of the major arcana. For me, it's the first, and then it's the last because it comes back around to the first again. So I just wanted to talk about you're beginning into the world of tarot. You're beginning into the world of YouTube. What it was like, how you were learning. Even the technical stuff of YouTube and StreamYard and Skype. We can talk about the frustrations
Wow,
of that
yeah.
this morning. But then also the people that you've met along the way in that experience. So,
Awesome.
couple more people popped in, and then I'm going to let you answer
Yeah.
those questions. So Joe Masters from WSA, V. Kestro, hello. Liliana, hello. Let's see who else. Yay, hello, hello. So, all right. So we've said our hellos. So,
Yep.
tell me about your fool's journey into tarot.
Well, it was probably back in December of just last year, and I had been on my spiritual awakening for maybe a few months, maybe a year, and just decided something in my head just kind of went off that it's like, I wonder if I wasn't connecting tarot with spirituality at all. They weren't on any of the videos that I was watching. I was doing like the more spiritual, awakening stuff and learning about that. And then I remember, somebody did a reading for me like 20 some years ago or something, long time ago. And I'm like, I was really into that. And I'd like to, now that I'm at home and working from home, I'd like to find out a little bit more. So I asked one of my friends, about the only person around here that I knew might do tarot, and she's a witch. So I was like, maybe the witch knows, So I sent her a message, and I'm like, do you have any tarot cards? She's like, I have one deck, but it's really sassy. And I'm like, well, tell me where to find it. I didn't even know that Amazon had those things. I didn't know what an Etsy was, nothing. So I just, bought the deck, The Wild Unknown, and it did absolutely nothing for me. And it's probably my least favorite deck, but it got me to, and you'll appreciate this, which is the Gilded Royale.
Yay.
Yes, and we are both fans, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think I have the pronunciation down finally, maybe, but correct me. Ciro Marchetti.
So yes, Chiro,
Did I say it right?
yeah, Chiro. Because I
Ciro.
was saying Ciro forever, and people are like, it's Chiro, just so you know. So Chiro
Ciro.
Marchetti. So if you want to say it,
Marchetti. Okay, yeah.
yeah, and he's that's obviously a very Italian name, but I think he and his
Yes.
mom, he's told the story. He and his mom, kind of escaped a lot of the tyranny of Italy, Mussolini, and all that kind of stuff, and
Right.
grew up in England. He actually went to high school with, I forget the actual name then, but the person who became known as David Bowie. So he was a classmate of David Bowie.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And
That
a
makes
couple
sense.
couple
Yeah.
of his cards have I forget which card it is, but there's a card that is kind of a throwback to David Bowie. I think it's in the Oracle, the Vision of Oracle deck. There's like this
I
person
have
like
that.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that. Yeah.
And it's interesting. And when you held that deck up, so did you trim the deck or not?
Oh no,
So it's borderless?
this is the borderless. Yeah.
Ooh. So let me just go ahead and say right now for the record, I love borders. I do not
Yep.
trim. I do not edge. When I
Yep.
don't watch videos of people trimming or edging because it gives me a little heart palpitations.
Really.
I think part of it is I don't want to screw it up. Part of it is I'm such a purist for so many things. I mean, like we
Right.
talked about this before we got online. I don't even color my hair. It's like, when it started going gray, I'm like, I'm not gonna color it. It's a pain in the butt. Just let it go natural. Whatever's natural. But yeah, anytime I see people do that, it's like, and I think the border for me, I can kind of equate it to like the water in me, the Pisces in me. Without a cup or a container, water eventually evaporates and spills over and it dissipates. But with the cup and the border, it controls it a little bit longer. So I think that's when I like the control of a border.
Gotcha.
Because
Gotcha.
when I
Yeah.
like when you held it up, I'm like immediately went, oh, there's no border. It's spilling off the edges. It's spilling off the
Right.
edges.
Yeah. So when I first got this deck, I just I fell in love with it. I fell in love with his mind, and the artistry, which I was never into the arts before my spiritual awakening. Could care less, but just loved the images, and that's how I learned the tarot was through this deck. So it's one of
And
my favorites.
and I think
Yeah.
it was one of the first ones I remember having. It was not the first one, but I
Right.
have no recollection of what that was. But it was one of the first ones I probably bought in like a bookstore, metaphysical store, and it was the Gilded Tarot, then renamed
Right.
the Gilded Royale when it became mass produced or something. So,
Right.
and that I probably have about 2 to 3 copies of that somewhere, and loved it. But
Oh
once the
wow. Yeah.
Legacy came out, it was all over with. I never went back. His Legacy of Divine Tarot, whew, just blew me away.
Right, right. And I'll tell you, my only backup deck of all the decks that I own is this one. I have a backup for the Gilded Royale. So, and I
Cool.
actually got it in. It was one of the bigger boxes, but I also have like the Easy Tarot, which is really beautiful too. But you probably wouldn't like it because I think it's borderless too. So,
So
yeah.
if I would not intentionally buy or cut the borders, but if a deck that I love, like say Jamie Sawyer of Pocket of Peers, her deck was just naturally borderless, like I would, it would not be a big deal. But like if there's border versus borderless, I'm going to border.
Really, yeah. I don't mind the little borders, but the big borders are distracting for me. I think it takes away from the picture. So everybody's different, right?
And like
So
so
I love that. I
this is
love
his
that.
legacy, and I look at it, I don't even think there's
Yep.
a border, but I know there is one because it's black.
Right.
It's like the picture fades into it. So
Yeah. 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 And I have that one too. That's a really good one.
so what were so how did you start learning? What books, teachers, videos, apps? Where was the learning kind of component of your step into tarot?
Good question. I just wanted to answer Lori
Oh,
Herman's question real quick. She said, "What is the card stock like?" I'm assuming she means this one. I love it. I love the card stock. It's really easy to shuffle. I did notice that they probably because I used it so much, but it does start to get a little bit chipped on the side, but nothing to where I would want to replace it or anything like. Nothing to where it's really distracting, but it shuffles really well. You see, it kind of just flips back into place.
and I will
Yeah.
say with all of Ciro Marchetti's decks that were either he printed or were mass produced, all the card stocks are I love. They're amazing. They're all right in the middle, not too thin, not too thick. The
Yeah,
only
exactly.
one the only one that I can say is a little thin. This is the Tarot of Dreams that it
Oh,
was
I have that, but it's in a different box.
right. It comes in the bigger. So this is the mass
That's
produced,
the one I have. Yeah,
and the deck is it's a large deck. It's a large
yeah,
deck. So you can see the card is a little bit bigger. But this
right.
one is a magnet box. The cards are a little bit smaller, as you can see, just a
Yeah,
smidge. The
yeah,
backs have like a little bit different border on them. But this one is out of this, like his original one that he produced. This
right.
cardstock is the thinnest of any of his decks I've ever had. And I still used it, but it did give me a little bit of fear that I was going to crimp it or bend it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
so I'm when the mass produced one came out that's bigger, I immediately went and bought it because I'm going to use this one, keep that one for for I always joke around and say for when he dies and his decks triple in value.
right, right.
I'm not ever going to sell them though, not
I
unless I
know.
totally.
We were like talking in one of my lives, maybe the one yesterday, about astrology in tarot, and that deck, the Tarot of Dreams, has an astrological symbol for every single card. It's every single, right? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. That every
Yeah,
card that
it's
has a sign
beautiful.
attributed to them, like pages don't necessarily. Pages for me,
Yeah,
they encompass, like all the like page of coins would be all the earth signs, you know. But and
right.
hey, Tony, Antoinette, hello, hello.
Hey, Tony.
And but I
Ben.
started.
Hey, Ben.
Oh, has Ben here?
Ben is
What?
here. Yes.
Where? I don't see Bennett. You mean
He
Beneficial
just
Tarot?
popped.
Oh,
Yeah,
there he is.
that's
Okay, it
Ben.
took a while for it to pop up. So what's up, Ben? So the Tarot of Dreams, I maybe a year or a year and a half ago, my weekly tarot forecast, I started using it intentionally to get a better understanding of the zodiac signs attributed to the cards, not the
Yes.
planets yet. One day I'll probably get into the planets because, like, right here on my desk, I have lots of cheat sheets for numbers, for planets and stuff. And eventually, I
Oh,
don't
that's
have to look
cool.
at them. I don't have
I
to
need to
look
do
at them
that.
anymore. But I loved it because it was easy for me to connect with it. And then just realizing, like where like the 2, 3, 4 of swords are Libra energy.
Right.
The 2, 3, 4, and then the 5, 6, 7s are Aquarius, and the 8, 9, 10s are my lovely Gemini. Sorry, Gemini people. My
Right. So
Geminis.
does it go from the mutable to the fixed to the cardinal? Is that how it works?
So yes,
Okay.
mutable, fixed,
That's what I thought.
cardinal. Yes, and
Yeah.
that's like, and I love all those systems within there. Like also a king would be air, whether
Right.
it's so I think king is up here, queen is water, which is here. Then you go down. Knight is fire, which is the belly. Pages are
Right.
earth. So the page of cups would be earth and water,
Right.
which
Exactly.
is
So
which
you
is
get the queen, which is, you said that's cups, right? The
yeah,
queen
heart.
or heart. Yeah. So the queen would be, or the queen of cups would be water of water.
Yeah. So
Right.
lots of
Okay.
water.
I'm still learning all this stuff.
And you know what? And for me, I layer it in because it just helps so much more. And there are different beliefs and there are different systems. Some people, I'm trying to think. Some people, like when I work with time, like swords are the fastest energy, then fire wands, then cupped water, and then earth is the slowest. And some people will interchange the wands and fire. I just think wind can move faster than fire because I think wind can blow the fire. So wind for me,
Right.
air has always been the fastest element. Winds would
Me
equal.
too. Yeah, because when I look at the cards, it seems like the swords, are very. Even though it's supposed to be in your mind, to me, they're very like, I don't know. They're very powerful. They're very
And a
fast
thought,
moving
a thought
to
is
me.
that quick.
Right, like the Knight of Swords. I see somebody like rushing off into. They don't even know why they're rushing off. They're just going. Just going and going and going and ready to charge, but they're not really sure what they're doing. Just going. So
And
really
and
fast energy. Yeah.
because if you ever do timing, one belief is, swords would be days. So two of swords are 2 days. Wands are weeks. So two of wands are 2 weeks. Cups
Oh wow.
are months. So four of cups would be 4 months. And pentacles or coins are years. So if you pull the 10 of coins looking for love, 10 years. But
Wow, I
that's,
never thought of it that way. So the swords were the
yeah,
first one. Tell me
yeah.
that again. I
So
want to write it down.
swords are days, and this is
Okay.
this is a pretty popular belief system. I like 90%. This is what I see. Swords are days, wands are weeks, and think W. That's the best way I can think about it. Wands, weeks.
Right. Right.
Cups are months, and then the slowest, which would be years, are the pinnacle.
The pinnacle. Okay. I love that. I've never heard that before. Awesome.
Yeah,
Got
and
it.
Cheryl said the 2, 3, 4s are the cardinal signs. 7, 8, 9s are fixed. No, you said cardinal sign 789 fixed 789 go with mutable signs. Okay, Cheryl, did you double the numbers up, Cheryl? So two three. What's 5 6? So 5 6 7. Anyway, um, yeah.
And Tony said that she is a Gemini and she will try not to be offended, but she's laughing.
It's
Hi,
so, I tell
Elizabeth.
you,
Hi,
I
Richard.
and anytime this is my thing. Anytime I feel like I have an issue with a sign, and I say this with lots of quotes.
Right.
Part of it I think is my life and my history. My older brother, who we were night and day, we were like mortal enemies growing up. He's a Gemini. My father was Scorpio, and
Uh-huh.
just our relationship. I walked around just being afraid of him. Growing up. So those are
Oh,
two
wow.
signs that don't have a lot of friends in those places. I am a Libra freaking magnet. So Libras,
Right.
we're golden. My husband's Libra Gemini. Yeah, so
And I'm a Scorpio sun, right? Not moon.
are you Scorpio sun?
I
Oh,
am, yes, yes.
interesting.
And I have absolutely no Pisces in my chart. I looked yesterday. You are a Pisces, right?
Yeah,
I
Pisces
have no
sun.
Pisces, and I also have no Taurus. I have like maybe my Jupiter's in Taurus, but that's my opposite, and that's what Stormy was yesterday. And we were talking about those opposites, and sometimes opposites attract because they bring out another side, to you that might be lacking. So I've always wanted to have some good Pisces friends. And I knew as soon as I saw you on Terrathon, I'm like, that's the guy I want to be a friend with. That's definitely one. You and Brian and a few others, but I was definitely like your energy, like you said, with mine. I saw that energy right away and connected with it. I'm like, that is awesome. I just hope I don't have a headache when I talk to him.
Yeah. I love it. So, hey, Richard, good to see you. Elizabeth, let's see who else. So Ben is a Gemini as well. It's okay, Ben. It is
Yeah.
funny, and and I'll be honest with you. A lot of the Gemini women, um, they're the ones who I'm like, okay, let me. I feel like I have to tiptoe around them, and I think part of it too
Right.
is, my boundaries are so set. Growing up in the closet, being as old as I am, and Geminis often really just say what's on their mind. They speak their truth. Those
Hmm.
air elements, can just let the words fly, and as a Pisces, I'm like, okay, we need to talk this out. First of all, you need to give me my time to come to grips with
Right.
this, and then we need to have a conversation. They're like, I'm over that. Why are you still worrying about what happened 5 days ago? I'm like, I'm still dealing
Right.
with it.
That's
Richard,
funny. Yeah.
Aries, love it. My younger brother was Aries, and Aries people, I love getting along with them. My problem with Aries people is, and not that this would be for you, Richard, but it's like oftentimes I'm like, I don't want to be the leader. I want you to be the leader. you know,
Right.
I want you to come up with the swing in the tree, because I always feel like I step on them to be that leader. And it could be because my rising is Leo, which is fire. So if I see
Yeah.
someone's not taking care of the room, I'm going to step in. I'm like, okay, hey, I'll take control here. Let's go. But otherwise, I'm a
That's
Pisces.
awesome.
That energy, the influence there, I'll just sit back. Donna's like, oh, we're talking astrology.
Yeah, we kind of went there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
So,
astrology. I love mixing in with the cards, with the tarot as well.
and
So yeah.
for me, astrology came into tarot with the personalities of the court cards in the beginning. And then, once I
Okay.
realized they're connected in the suits and they're connected in the major arcana and things like that. Like I always used to say, I strive to be the high priestess in this work, but I love my hermit time. And, then
Right.
one day I realized, oh, hermit's Virgo. Virgo's my opposite. That's what I need, that downtime in the earth. I settle into my place in my Starbucks with my coffee and a book, and I'm just, leave me alone, even though I'm in a crowded room.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, how, when, where, how, what was your journey into YouTube? Getting on the YouTubes.
So I would say, first it was like through the spiritual awakening, and that's what led me to the tarot because it just kind of they just kind of fell into place. But when I got my first tarot deck, I started looking into channels, and I found Simon, of course, at the Hermit's Cave, and then I found Stormy, and so I connected very well with both of them. I mean, they didn't know me, but I would always come back to their channel and be watching, and learning stuff from them, and then Terrathon happened, and bless you. And, and so Terrathon happened,
I
and
muted my
then
microphone. I hope it worked.
I heard you, but that's okay. It was lovely, so don't worry about it. Yeah, so Terrathon happened, and then it was just from then on I was just surrounded by my people that were like the same things I liked, and I'm back with having friends that are gay, which I don't have up here, at all because I'm in a very rural area. So, and not only that, but friends that are gay that like tarot. So yeah, it's been awesome. So
Well,
yeah.
how do they say it? It's easy. It's hard to, you can, in a tarot conference, if it was all the men in one corner, it's hard to throw like a stone and not hit a gay man.
Oh yeah, I've
because
noticed that.
I was on
I noticed
with
that right away.
I was on the other night at Instagram Live with Mare and Dave. Dave is Tequila Tarot, and he's a straight guy. And we just briefly touched on that. I'm like, you know what? There are not many men in tarot, and then there are not many straight men in tarot, and
Yep.
probably. So if you're a straight man in tarot, let me know. But Will, Atypical Tarot,
Yep.
Dave, Tequila Tarot. trying to think. Oh, Robert Place. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's a straight man. There's very few. Maybe Cheryl Ryder can tell us who are all the straight men in tarot.
Do you know who Nicholas Ashbaugh is?
I don't recognize the name.
He's got a huge channel and he does readings with tarot, but he also does like intuitive by his dreams, and he'll do them by the for your astrology sign. So he puts one out every month.
Okay.
And I can't figure out, and not that it's that important, but it seems like he might be straight, but then he's got a little fluffy dog with like a bow in his hair that he's sitting there petting. And, I mean, I don't know. That doesn't mean that you're gay, but I just I didn't know if he might be one of
Yeah.
the straight ones out there. But he's really good too. That's one of the ones I love watching. So
Yeah. Yeah. Cheryl's like, you're so cool, but then I'm remembering Reader Stew, and you're probably correct. Oh,
oh,
hey Nancy. Nancy, a different Nancy. Nancy, who is it?
another Nancy, yeah.
So is it Pianfetti? My gosh, I love that last name.
Or
Pianfetti?
Pianthony? No, I'm probably right. You're probably right.
Oh my gosh. Yes, be careful. We won't make assumptions.
Elizabeth said
Tequila.
tequila who? Sorry, go ahead.
So Dave is tequila and tarot. Tequila tarot. Hold on. I'll pull it up real quick on my. Tequila and Tarot is the Instagram, and he's got a new deck that is Tequila and Tarot. It's a beautiful deck, rich imagery in it. It's on my wish list right now. It's on my wish list on Amazon. I'm just saying, people. So just saying, the wish list is long. So yeah, Nancy and Nancy out there. So okay, so getting into YouTube. So technically, how was the technical jumping in, setting up, doing all that stuff, and who
Oh,
were some of the and were you fearful that first video you did? Did you
oh,
record
terrified.
first? Did you go live first?
Oh no, I did my recorded first, and I was terrified, absolutely terrified. I probably erased the first video like 10 times, and then I was finally like, you know what, I just need to do it. I'm going to do it, so I did it, and yeah, it's been good ever since. But yeah, just realizing that like if you're doing it on your phone, like I still don't know how to edit my videos. I looked at iMovie and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell this is. I'll figure it out later when I have like 2 days straight. But but yeah, so if I make a mistake in my videos, I go all the way back. If it's a major one, if it's just like I'm burping, I'm like, sorry, I'm not gonna cut that out. I'm just gonna keep going. Sorry. And I tell my audience that, if you
Yeah,
hear strange
I don't edit
noises,
it. I don't edit at all. I press play and I
yeah.
go.
Yeah,
And
and just getting it onto YouTube, like downloading it and all that was, I was just amazed, and it made me really in awe of the people been doing this so long and have the time, to
yeah.
do that. Because you think, oh, you just slap a video up. No, there's a lot to it. So yeah,
And
it's
let's say goodbye to Ben if you're still out there.
I've been
Um, Nancy's like, game in rule. We might one day. I will say that. We might one day. Um, sorry, meant to use a question mark, not an exclamation point. Okay. Hey, Elizabeth. Oh, good to see you. Ginger Faye, hello.
hey
Um,
Ginger.
so let's see. Did we miss anybody else? So Mel at Woolly Hermit said, Scott and Mitch, do you read for others? So I'll let you answer first, Scott.
My quick answer would be no. However, I have done with one that's in the chat right now, and I have done one with that friend that I was telling you about that, like I found out about the first deck from. So, but I found out that I like get more messages when I'm reading for others than I do for myself. I read for myself, and it's almost like, what the hell? And I have to like sit down and really like look at it, and and then when I'm reading for somebody else, it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's really fast. So,
Cool.
yep, that's
And
me. And
Antoinette said, one shot wonder right here, no editing abilities. Yeah, for me, it's just like,
mhm.
I ain't got time to edit, and I'm such an improviser. And I'll answer your question, Mel. So my degree is in theater. And I was an actor and a model for like 21 years. I owned an improv theater. And I look back on those years on the stage as an improviser. If you don't know what it is, it's like Whose Line Is It Anyway on TV, if you've ever seen that. And we did those shows every Friday night for 10 years. And that, I look back and think, my gosh, that made me such a good reader, off the cuff, reading right away, just allowing the
Yeah.
flow of the information to come. And, and
Right.
Mel, I do read for others. I have a full-time career in health and fitness. I'm a fitness manager. I've taught group exercise classes for 33 years. But I have, my website, mitchellosborn.com. You can book a virtual session with me. And I pretty much have like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then 2 times on Saturday morning, midday, available. But then one of my favorite things to do is, if you go to my website, you scroll through the 50 spreads, you pick what spread you want. Like, say you pick the Celtic Cross. So you pay for the Celtic Cross. I set up my camera like this, and I record a video just talking to you, but you're not there. I record the video. Depends on how many cards the spread is. It could be as little as 5 minutes, or as much as 15 or 20 minutes. And I record the video, reading the spread, sending it to you. I work with Spirit as I do it as well. So anything that comes in, I deliver. And then I send the unlisted YouTube link to the client, and they get to watch as much as they want. So that's something I love to do, because I get to produce those at my time. So when my husband goes out to do his pottery, I come in and I'll do 1 or 2 videos and maybe 1 virtual live client. But yeah, it's been an amazing opportunity. And, in a month, I could have about 20 live virtual ones, and usually about another 20 or 30 clients who just purchased a spread that I deliver back in a YouTube video. Because some people type out the spreads, and I'm like, oh, I ain't got time for that. I could use that person on my phone, SIRI. If I say it out loud, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
I could use or like I hit the double FN and just talk into the thing and type it out. But there's too many corrections that I have to go back and do. But yeah, so that's, I do live readings, and I have been doing what I would call professional readings since 2009. 2009, been studying since December of 1999. That's when it all
Wow.
came together. Came out
And
of
we're total opposites like that, aren't we? It's like, you've been doing it for like 20 years. I've been doing it for 20 minutes. But yeah, and I really love that you said, that you could read intuitively. I see Pisces as that, very intuitive sign. And with me, it took me a while. Like, I had to go back to the guidebook several times. I would just like pick up a card like this, and I would be like, okay, a man with swords.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? And I would have no idea. So I'd have to go and look, and I really had to memorize those before the intuition then came into play after that. And I'm not very detailed oriented too. Like, I don't see the things in the background, but tarot has helped me to be, very detailed oriented as well, and learn that. So, yeah.
So Mel said, I want to read. So I'm going to put.
Oh, awesome.
So there's the link if you want to get a spread and get it delivered back to you in a video. And then there is my link if you want to book a virtual session. I'm about 2 to 3 weeks booked out. And this is a tip for people who love life hacks. You see how quick those got posted? On my iPhone, cool. I have shortcuts all over the place. So all I have to do is type SPRE, and it immediately pulls up the link for my spread shop, and I do book it, BOOKIT, and it immediately pulls up. So I've created so many life hack links. and Bitly links that I put in there, just because I'm a quick and fast. I always say this is the Pisces in me, or the water part of me, the influence, I should say, because with astrology, and I'm not an astrologer, but as someone who studied astrology, I say to people, Pisces does not define me, but it influences me. So it is not the be-all to end-all to who I am, but it does influence me, and I can pull from that influence when I need it. And a water sign, if you pour water, it is going to find the path of least resistance with where gravity is pulling it. So as a river flows to the ocean, it is always looking for the path of least resistance. And that's
Ah,
something that I find, so, I've never have been in process improvement, but I know if I went into that with my psychic abilities and my water abilities, I would be a rock star, because
yep.
I used to think I was lazy. I used to think I was lazy because I'm always finding the fastest way to do something. And part of me
Oh
is like,
wow.
well,
Yeah.
part of me is because I want to get to my Starbucks and have my book and read.
Yeah.
Quicker I
Right.
get done, quicker I get there. But then also I become very task oriented. And I remember, like, my husband and I will sit down for dinner, and sometimes we literally will drive to a restaurant that takes 15 minutes to get to, and then
Hmm.
eat, and we'll be home in less than an hour. And I'm like,
Wow.
how did we ate so fast? Now, we don't drink, we don't usually order dessert. So there's a lot of things that shorten up the meal, but sometimes I think it's because it's like task oriented, get it done. So
That's cool.
yeah,
I need more of that in my life. So
yeah, and
definitely.
Cheryl said theater is great for interpreting tarot, playing the role of the figure of the card, assuming posture, movement, character is moving. The body is great channel for spiritual wisdom. Absolutely. And I wrote an article for the Reader Studio about embodiment, about how stepping into the character, physically taking that on. And for new people, new readers, let's say you pull the devil card from Tito Marchetti's. You see the posture the devil has. If I
Hmm.
turn to the side and I pretend like I'm holding the hourglass in one hand and I feel like I'm doing this and I'm looking at it, immediately I get this, like, oh, I get this real controlling. I've got you in the palm of my hand. And he's dangling the four suits. And the hourglass that the fool is sitting on is sideways. So time is standing still. And for me, the devil card can be about feeling chained, trapped in place, addictions, habits
Right.
that keep you, stuck. So yeah, it's embodiment can be very powerful. Think of the Queen of Swords, holding that sword up, and the Queen of Cups.
Yep.
And like the Queen of Cups holding the cup, I think that's how she does it in traditional Rider Waite. That is so gentle. And where is she in that one? Yes, yes. When I think of her holding it up like this, that is,
She's
it's a,
just, yeah, very
it's a,
gently, very
it's a
gently.
gentle. But when I feel this Queen of Swords gripping that, it almost feels like her hands around my neck. It's
Right.
like,
Like she's like here.
yeah, here's what I
Yeah.
want you to do. So
Right.
embodiment is an amazing tool. And like Cheryl will say, the physical body really, it does not lie to you. It does not lie to you.
I think Jamie came into. Hey, Jamie.
Who's there? Where's Jamie?
She is wandering mountain bardic path, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's Jamie.
Ooh, I like that name though. So, all right. So, what what do you think what are some of your greatest teachers? Like, this is not necessarily like to give a shout out, but yeah, who would you, love to say, like, thank you, even if they have no clue, like, because you learned from a book or whatever. Who are some of
Right.
your greatest teachers, inspirations for tarot, even for YouTube? I think we both can say Simon from the Hermit's Cave.
Yeah, I mean that's a given. I say that all the time, so that's a given. But yeah, just like I'm trying to say the name again, Chiro Marchetti
Yeah,
definitely inspired me. I have all his decks except for the one Kipper deck, I think, and then there was one that's like a mashup, but I don't have those two.
yeah.
But I love him and taught me so much. And Patrick Valenza, I love his stuff so much. And
Can we
then
just
as
say
far,
Deviant Moon Tarot? Holy beep! Oh my
oh
gosh!
yeah, yeah, it's
And
if you don't have the Deviant Moon Tarot, you need the Deviant Moon
for
Tarot.
three
Like it's
years,
awesome.
for 3 years, every time I see him, Patrick, at the Reader Studio, I'm like, I'm not buying another deck until you get the Deviant Moon Oracle, because I've been waiting on that. Because it literally is like, just imagine Deviant Moon Tarot with same images and visual into a Deviant Moon Oracle. It is gorgeous, the few images he put up. So he's been teasing us for
Oh,
years now.
I would
And,
love to
and
see that.
I
Yeah.
want to, and you know what? For anybody listening, and Scott, for you too, definitely check out thereaderstudio.com about a conference to go to. It's in New York. And
Oh
also
wow.
check out StarCon. I'll put both of those. So StarCon is in South Florida, and Ciro Marchetti will be at that. So you
What is
literally
it called
can.
again?
I
StarCon?
put that in StarCon,
Oh, okay. I see it now.
STAARCON, and then the readersstudio.com. I'll put that in there as well. Are two great ones. There's Newt's Northwest Tarot Symposium. I think Michelle Welch and their husband are producing that. Yeah, Patrick Valenza. Yeah, and his personality is very. It's I just he's such chill. I'd love to know what his sign is. He's probably like an earth sign or something because he's just like
Yeah.
just so chill. So he's not glitz and glam. I mean, he's not talkative. He's not, like I walk
Right.
into a room and I'm like, oh my God, what's up, everybody? How are you? And he just like walks in, he sits down. You don't even know he's there until you look over to, oh, Patrick's here. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
so any other, who else do you want to shout out? And I'll give some of my shout outs, like your teachers.
I saw that Elizabeth actually said Christopher Butler, and yes, absolutely. I love Christopher Butler. I believe, if I'm thinking right, that's the one who did the Healing Light and the Sun Tower or Tower. Sun Tarot. So I have the Healing Light. I love that. But the Sun Tarot is, I'm kind of in a freeze right now with buying, but that's that's like number one on my wish list. It's like
And
I
we
finally found a gay deck for gay men that makes sense to me. The other ones that I've seen or I have like the Gay Tarot, but it just doesn't, it never calls to me. And the Pride Tarot, I've got it on my wish list, but it's like, okay. But the Sun Tarot, I really, really want that deck. I love the flip throughs, and it's beautiful. Okay, so I refuse to get that one. And the reason why is because I would be thinking about things other than tarot. All of my that deck. They all have 8-packs. Let's just say
Yeah.
that they don't have 6-packs. They all have 8-packs.
Yeah. It's
I'm
an
like, this is
amazing.
ridiculous. I can't look at this.
Yeah. But somebody said something I want to bring attention
Hey,
to.
Gerald.
Oh, Gerald's here. With Chris Butler, I did a live with him talking about coming out of religion and tarot and stuff like that. So it was a really really cool interview. Whoever was mentioning Chris Butler, check that out if you like him and his work, their work.
It says Elizabeth. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And for me, I always like to mention the Kim Wade. She was this woman. She was the quintessential, psychic medium tarot card reader. She would wear scarves. She had a few teeth missing. She had an insulin pack on her side because she was diabetic,
Wow.
and had flowy dresses. But she was so sweet and such an amazing. She would hit her head like this when she was trying to, like, I'm connecting with spirit, and I'm just like,
Oh,
I'm trying to
wow.
think of, but she was my first teacher, and she was just so gentle and kind. She passed away like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but it's funny because her son works at a movie theater that I go to, and maybe like
Oh, wow.
6 years ago, when I got to present on stage at Reader Studio, I stopped him and I said, I want you to know that I think of your mother often, sorry for your loss. And I said, and I mention her name anytime I talk about my teachers, because she was my first like in-person teacher. And she was an amazing one. She was so gentle with allowing me to get going. So I always mention her name, Kim Wade, because she was just such an amazing teacher. Because she was so unassuming and just kind and gentle. And she worked in Avalon bookstore here in Orlando.
Now, was
But
she ever on YouTube, or was she just mainly in the
no,
Orlando area? Okay.
yeah, no, yeah, I don't think she ever did anything. If she did, probably someone captured her and put it on there. But yeah, and like I said, I think she passed away probably about maybe like 8 years ago now. But it's been a
Gotcha.
while. But yeah, and Mary Kay Greer, her book 21 Ways to Read a Tarot Card is one of my favorites. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Melissa Chinova, Kitchen Table Tarot. I'm watching her
Mm-hmm.
right now on the Tarot Summer School, and just the her I don't give a fuck attitude, the way she reads, I'm like, oh, I wish I could do more of that. I think she might be a Gemini. No, she's like Sagittarius. She's like 6 houses or planets and 6 things in Sagittarius.
Oh,
So
wow.
just amazing. I'm trying to think of some of the other, Ciro Marchetti for creating these amazing decks.
So
That
my eyes just went like this because Richard just said that Patrick is a Pisces.
Oh, too funny.
So we got two opposite ends, right, of the spectrum of
Interesting.
Pisces. Yes,
And
and that's another. That's what I was telling you. I'm like, I see a Pisces. I'm like, there's just something that
and,
I gravitate towards. I'm like, that's
and
a cool person. Yeah.
I can see that in myself sometimes because I think my true nature is to walk in, sit down, but the Leo rising in me, the actor part of me, that's, I think that like right now I am totally in my Leo element, my hair is kicking
Right.
up, you know, but, but
Yeah,
if,
you got to look good.
yeah, well, and I really don't care if I'm not on camera or outside. I don't care what my hair looks like. I really don't. And if you reach over to touch my hair, I'll be like, "What are you doing?" And it's not the vanity in me. It's like I made it perfect. Don't touch it.
Don't touch
you
it.
know,
Right.
you know.
Then
Don't.
Donna's here too. Hi, Donna. I don't think we said hi to Donna yet.
Where did I see? Where's Donna?
Donna
Hey,
Reaver.
Donna. Hey, Donna. So, oh yeah, and I've got tarot for yourself right over there. It's one that I never had, but boy, I'm working through that one as well. Um, oh,
Cool.
Kestrel is Leo rising as well. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to think of some of the other ones that I could just like shout out. Benabel Wynn,
Oh yeah.
watching her live is performance. I mean, the hours that she puts into her books she writes are just jam packed. So just amazing. Yeah,
What in
yeah,
the world? And it's cheap. This is
yeah,
cheap on Amazon. I think it was like $18. And
yeah.
this literally has like 800 some pages, 870 some pages in this
The
book.
word I use for her is
Crazy.
prolific. She is prolific.
Oh my gosh. I mean, anything you could ever want to know about the tarot is in here.
Yeah,
Astrology, everything. But it's like a mammoth to read. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, so what is, as we're kind of coming to the end, so what do you either think or do you have in store or plan? What's next? Do you think you might create a website and start reading professionally? Do you think you might, up your game on YouTube or where that might go? If someone asked you to do like a webinar for a platform like Terathon, would you step up to the plate? What might you do without giving away too many secrets?
Um, yeah, and my honest answer, Mitch, would be I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I'm just kind of going by, day to day, and that's my honest answer. I really don't know. Um, yeah, but I'm open to just about anything. And one thing, and a lot of people, are like, oh, I don't care about, how many subscribers that I have or whatever. I do, but I want to make sure I clarify the reason why I do is because I want to start doing this full time eventually. So I know I've got to get to certain subscribers so that I can have the income where I can be doing it permanently. So that's the only reason I care, but I do care that and also that I'm attracting, people that my stuff makes sense to other people as well. So I do things a little bit differently, than some people. I do put a lot of psychology into the tarot and, just kind of look at things a little bit different, empathy and that kind of thing. And so I hope that other people resonate with it. And it's still really early, so we'll see where it
cool.
goes.
Well, it sounds like you have an idea, a dream. And Mel of Woolly Hermit said, Scott, do you still get nervous doing videos?
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I was, in fact, yesterday was stormy. I got off that and I was like, that was a shit show. Like that was a bomb because I was nervous through the whole thing. But then you turn right around and I'm like, with you today, I'm not nervous at all. So you
And
just never know. You never know
and
when
you
those
look,
nerves
you
are going
did
to kick
great
in.
yesterday. I got to
Oh,
watch
it
quite
was
a
a
bit of
shit
you.
show. Come on, Mitch. It
You
was.
did.
I was like, Is she sitting there, talk.
Now, well, and let me ask you this, because yesterday that was your channel, your live, correct?
Yes.
So you were in charge. Where today you're just showing up. I'm the one in charge.
Right.
So maybe that's some of the vibes for you, and maybe that's where I like this morning, of course, because it's my show. When we were having trouble, I was like, he has to call in through Skype, and he didn't have Skype, so we were trying to set it up beforehand. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I told you. I'm so sorry." So because I'm the one in charge, I was freaking out, like, because I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I don't want it to be a chore. I just want you to show up, and my job. This is where improv helped me. As an improviser, there's the golden rule, and it's called yes and. And basically, when you're on stage with someone and they say, "Hand me that wrench," you say yes and let me help you. If you say,
Ah,
hand me that wrench, you say, what wrench? There's no wrench. You know, hand me that, give me that purple baby. What? There's no purple baby. Wah, wah, wah. The scene's over. So yes and is
right.
what propels it along. So it taught me to say yes and to the
Wow.
cards, to say yes and. And also, when I taught improv to teens and adults, I always said, each of you, your job is to make everybody else on that stage look as amazing as possible. So it's not your job to humiliate, to block, because to block them
Right.
you're a team on there, and it's about the entire scene. So if you crack a joke just for a laugh, you literally, it's like, I don't want to use that word. It's totally taking advantage of everybody on stage. You're that's ego stepping forward. So it's usually the most real you can be is fun. If we put a video camera in everybody's bathroom and watched them brush their teeth, we would howl with laughter at the
Probably right.
idiosyncrasies that we have,
Yeah.
because it's like we're alone, we're being natural. So the more natural you can be as an improviser, the more fun and entertaining it is. And as a tarot reader, I think the more natural you can be, which is about being comfortable. I've seen literally the light switch click, and most of the times the improvisers didn't even realize it. I will say, like after a scene, I'll say, because I was watching like one woman for like 2 years, and all of a sudden she got off stage, and she kind of looked like she felt good. And I said, "Do you know what just happened?" She goes, "No, but that felt really good." I said, "You got it. You got it.
Right.
You got out of your own way. You were in the moment. You weren't worried about the outcome. And like
Right.
what those three things I just said can translate right into reading tarot. It's just
Oh yeah,
amazing."
and even doing the presentation, like I
Yeah.
was doing yesterday. I was gonna say I hope that one day I can do it as effortless as you do, and
Well, it's
as
when you just
being the
don't give a crap
presenter.
anymore.
So
I'm like, I,
yeah,
I, I, I prepare, and then I'm just like, I'm here. What's going to happen? So,
and
hey,
I'll go ahead.
I was going to say, so, hey, Kay, looks like you've just popped in. Kay Tomset, welcome, welcome. Um, Gerald says, comfort of the guest is top priority for me. Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's a big one. Yes, Elizabeth, have you done theater before? She said upstaging. That's the word. Yeah, it's upstaging.
upstaging. Okay.
And where the word upstaging came from was, if I move upstage, because stages used to be graded for the audience view. If I move upstage, anyone downstage has to turn to see me, which then puts their back to the audience, which then puts
Ah,
all
okay.
the focus on me. That's what upstaging is all about. In other words, it's the hierophant. It's the hierophant. You only see the
Okay.
backs of the heads of those two little peons looking up to the
Right.
hierophant. That is total upstaging. Total upstaging. And another, yeah,
Gotcha.
that's a beautiful example. It just popped into my head, like, that's the
That
hierophant.
is. Yeah, that
He's
made a
up.
lot of sense to me. Yeah.
So you guys, we're going to be kind of wrapping this up. Any questions for me or for Scott as we are bringing it to a close? Jackie's ignoring Gerald.
Yeah, because Gerald wants her to do a live, and Jackie's like, I don't think so. And
Oh.
Woolly Hermit, Mel said something about she did not want to hear me say that I still got nervous. I still do it, though. I still do it. I still go, even if I know that it's a bomb, I'll still go through it. And then, something great will happen, like when I was doing the live that you were in, Mel, and I thought it was a total disaster. And in fact, that's what got you to start your channel, was not me, but the people in the chat. And if I had not done that, she might not have been at the place where she is now, pumping out like 3 videos a day. She's incredible. And she's been doing it for like a week. So yeah, so that's what I have to say to that. Don't be nervous, just do it. And if you're nervous, do it anyway.
So Cheryl
Yeah.
said, thanks so much. It was nice meeting you. Yeah, and obviously you guys, you want to say it or you want me to say it? Smash
You
the
say
like
it.
button. Smash the like button. And
Bam!
then,
Smash the like
bam.
button.
And then definitely check out Scott Scorpio Moon Tarot. If you have the link handy, throw it in there. And those of you who are
I don't.
YouTubers and producing stuff on a regular basis, throw your channel out there. If you have, the name, Mel at Wooly, Gerald Tarot Stash. Who else was up there? Antoinette, Tony. I know you have channels that you produce a lot. Nancy. I know I'm missing. Who am I missing? Richard.
Trying to think. I'm not sure if Tony
Yay.
has it. Does Tony have a channel? I believe Tony has a channel.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Mel, you're welcome. I'm glad you can make it. Yeah, and and like I said, one of the best things you can do, a lot of people, and I do this. I'm not going to do it now, but a lot of people throw out, virtual tip jars and things like that. And if you ever see someone do that, just realize if you're not led to like financially tip them, hit the like button, subscribe,
Right.
share, retweet. I'm looking at seeing like we got like 9 thumbs up on in the chat. That's the other thing. I remember when I do Facebook, sometimes somebody just sits there and just hits the like. Sometimes we have like 1,900 likes on there. It's a little obsessive, but I love it because it makes a difference. So
And
hey, Ann.
Nancy put in my website. So my YouTube. Thank you,
Oh,
Nancy, for
cool.
doing
Great.
that. And if I may, I just want to say something that really struck with me. One of the comments is from Gerald. Seeing authentic selves is important to me as a viewer, and I completely agree. And then today, I feel like I'm totally being myself. But days like yesterday, I feel like I'm just in this nervous little hole, and I'm just like, and it's another side of me. Yes, it's still me, but it's another side of me that I wasn't prepared that was coming out. So I really, I definitely can see that. And that's what makes me drawn to people like you, Mitch, and Gerald, and, Nancy, so many of you, is the fact that, you are your authentic selves. And you can see that, right? You can see that when you're watching somebody. So, yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for posting that. She said, Mitchell is the reason I'm a professional
Oh,
tarot reader now. Something he
that's
said in
so
a video resonated with
awesome.
me and gave me the push to do it. I'm thank you for saying that, because I always say when I see a comment like that, I appreciate you saying that, because it just lets me know that the work and the stuff that I do makes a difference somehow, some way. And I always, I am very spirit led, very spirit driven. And whatever I said, whenever I said it, whatever, I probably have no clue what it was, but I'm glad it clicked, it resonated, and I appreciate that. So thank you for saying that, because it's just reassuring, because we all do that. We when we do a reading for someone, we do love to get the feedback, because it's like, okay, whew, I made a difference. I'm making a difference. So
Right.
thank you. Thank you.
And Donna said real quick, wait, can you hit the like button more than once? You can, but it will take away your like. So make sure you only do once. Just
So
one
I
time.
was I was referring to when if I do a live onto Facebook, because you can hit a lot of likes there. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, here it's a little
Okay.
different.
Here's just one like, and then if you do another like, it's gonna make it go down like you never did a like at all. So yeah.
So thank you, Nancy, and Nancy, thanks for being my Blue Wrench moderator, admin.
The
I appreciate it.
bouncer, Nancy.
Yay! So, all right. Well, first of all, everybody, thank you for being here. And mainly, Scott, thank you for sharing this hour with us, with me. I truly
Thank you for having
appreciate it.
me.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
it's been wonderful connecting. Your fool's journey into tarot is, for someone you need to realize, for someone who's been studying and doing this like 21 years, it
Yeah.
is so fun to see someone stepping into it, because it reminds me I can still find that joy, and that, like, oh
Yeah.
my God, there's so much to learn,
Oh yeah.
because you'll say, here's a deck, here's a book that I'm reading, and I'm like, I have not seen that deck, I've not heard that book, and it's just like it's another door that opens up into a mansion that is so huge. It's like, just a never ending, growing story. So, and I am just just I love to learn. Some days I
Yep.
have to pull back and say don't read anything today because it almost gives me anxiety. It's like there's not enough time, and I'm like, what needs to show up will show up when it needs to. And then I also know sometimes I need to take a break. And Spirit would
Right.
thump me in the head and say, "It's time to stop studying and you need to start doing." And by
Right.
doing, it was like, create your website, start doing this. That was, years ago. And sometimes a different modality, I will be like, okay, let me learn this. And sometimes learning something new is also a distraction from going to what I really need to do, which is putting more effort into something I'm already doing. So, all right, it has fully been an hour, so and it flew by. It flew
Okay.
by. It's like
Yeah, it did.
59 minutes and 30 seconds. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste to everybody. And again, Scott, thanks for being with me.
Thanks, everybody. Yes, thank you. All right.
Bye.